Today I'm sitting down with Sarah Creal, founder and CEO of Creal Beauty and one of the leading forces behind some of the most iconic names in luxury cosmetics, including Tom Ford, Prada, Bobbi Brown, Aerin, and Victoria Beckham Beauty. With nearly 30 years of experience redefining luxury cosmetics, Sarah is now redefining the category with her own namesake brand. A line designed for women 40 plus, built on performance, intention, and care. Sarah, welcome to DITL.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Paige.
I'm so thrilled that you are here with us. You're in LA.
Yes.
Home is in New York.
That's right.
So what do you think about the LA sort of day in the life lifestyle?
I mean, it looks really relaxed and lovely and sunny.
It is sunny.
It
I
just
know.
It really looks great. Sometimes I think like, oh, I forgot to live in California.
It's never too late.
I know. Believe me, it's crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So on DITL, we always start at the beginning of your day.
Okay.
So what time do you wake up and how do you get your day started?
So during the week, I wake up at 6:45. I am not a morning person, but I do this because I have two daughters. I have one daughter who is still at home. My older daughter is at Boston College now, but my younger daughter is still going to high school. She's a junior. So I get up 6:45 so I can make her breakfast because it's like a part of the day that I know I will have with her. So that's the start of my day. And I always joke, having kids, it's like you're getting out of bed like a fire alarm.
Yeah.
It's just, and I have 3 dogs. So I've basically got to get everybody fed and out the door. Isla leaves at 7:30. And so that's my time with her in the morning.
It's so crazy. The morning is so fast and it is such a fire drill. My
Yes.
kids are 5 and 2.
Oh my gosh.
And so
You're in
it
the red
is,
zone.
yeah. And so it's like there's so many things that my husband and I have to do for them in order to get them out the door on time, as well as for ourselves.
Yes.
And it's even just like the conversation around breakfast and figuring out, we are moving into the not like, what do you want for breakfast? And this is what we are having for breakfast. I don't know.
Excellent.
Does that change
Good for you.
at a certain age?
No, I mean, it really, the way I raised my kids was, this is what's for breakfast. This is what's for dinner. This is what we are having. If you don't like this, later, if you're hungry, you can have a piece of bread or an apple. That was literally what I did because I feel strongly that, kids need to expand their palates, number one. Number two, they're not running the show. And it's your life and you are not a short order cook.
Yeah, that is for sure.
Yeah.
I know. My daughter right now, the 2-year-old, she is getting so opinionated.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
And that's great. You want them to have their opinions, but nevertheless, this is what's for dinner, breakfast, lunch, whatever.
Do you eat breakfast?
Always.
And
I'm an eater.
What are you eating?
So I often have hard-boiled eggs because I can eat them kind of on the run. Because as much as I take time, sometimes I'll eat with Isla, in the morning, but often she'll have hard-boiled eggs and then I'll have hard-boiled eggs later as I'm getting ready. I'm eating a hard-boiled egg and putting on my makeup.
No, I'm doing the same.
Getting ready, yeah.
When I think about it, I have these like 2 visuals that come to mind of like hard-boiled eggs in a bowl,
yes,
and like a chicken apple sausage in a bowl that I like eat in my car as I'm leaving the house, and I'm like, both of these sound so disgusting. They're so good, but they both sound sort of gross when you think about them being like thrown in a bowl on your way out.
Yes, well, I try to keep my breakfast at home. I do. I try. And I will put olive oil on my eggs just because it's so good for you. I try to get like a tablespoon of olive oil going in the morning. I also use collagen peptides in my coffee. So with MCT oil often. So I try to supercharge whatever it is I'm eating. And I'm actually on the board of a supplements company out of Copenhagen called Puori. And I use their supplements all day during my day.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to need the full run through of all
well,
of
they are
them.
brilliant. They are on the right side of history because they test every single batch of every formula that they make, whatever it is, magnesium, say. And they test it against 380 contaminants. It all has to pass, and then they publicize that they publish that QR code on the packaging so the consumer can check the actual batch that they are about to ingest
Cool.
to see how it performed.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What else goes into that morning routine?
So I'm a big meditator. I started meditating in 2014, and that is a pretty non-negotiable situation for me because I found, and at that time, so my daughters were 4 and 6, and it's a crazy time. So I would get them out the door, and then this routine has stuck. Then I sit and I do like a 20-minute meditation, and that just helps me. It just gives me emotional, I think. I mean, maybe some other people would disagree, but I think it gives me emotional resilience.
Mm-hmm. Do you tap into that at any point throughout the day, or
No,
is
I
it just
feel
one?
like it just happens. It sort of sets the intention subconsciously for the day, and then I'm less triggered. I just am more calm. I'm definitely more focused, more present since I've started meditating.
What follows meditating?
Well, then I switch gears often and I go straight to Soul Cycle.
You're doing Soul Cycle. So I love when I hear of someone who is still doing Soul Cycle.
I know. It maybe makes me sound like a dinosaur, but
no, it doesn't. It's
I
just
love Soul Cycle. I do, and it's also in my building in New York. So I am, like the makeup I'm making, the brand I'm making, everything is for the woman who is on the fly, which I feel like is almost every woman.
Yeah.
In general, I think that women have too much on their plates. I don't think the work allotment is fair, generally speaking, for most women in couples in their homes. So whatever I can do, I try to do as efficiently as possible. And that includes the products that I make, but also my own workout routine. So I am going down my elevator. I get on that bike. 45 minutes later, I am back up the elevator.
So
And I
nice.
am jumping in my shower. Yeah. And then I make it to my office, which is in Soho in New York, around 10:30.
How many times a week are you doing Soul Cycle?
Between 3 and 5.
And what is on the shelf in your shower?
Oh my God. It is a disaster. I mean, there are so many things. I'm a product developer.
That's why I need to ask. Like,
yeah.
you have been at the most like iconic brands over the years. And I would imagine you have tried literally everything in every country and every skincare, beauty, hair, everything.
Yeah.
And you now must know what the good shit is.
Yes. I mean, I use
I don't think I've ever sworn on.
But it's also, what works for you. It's often, it's not like there's always a holy grail. Beauty is so personal. So especially for hair, I feel like what have you done to your hair and what do you need? So for me, I use like Orbe Gold Lust shampoo. I use the Shu Yamura, I think it's called like White Lily conditioner. It's in this green thing. I mean, it's been around forever. And that's what I use. My cleanser, I love the Fresh soy cleanser. It's just a great formulation. So I use that. And then, I've started using Salt and Stone as a body wash.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I start putting stuff on my face, most of it is mine, really. I don't, that's what I'm developing. It's either what exists or what I'm working on is what I am using on my own skin.
As you have seen the trends in makeup and skincare come and go, what has stayed with you in the routine throughout the years?
Concealer, always. Bobbi Brown gave me great advice, actually, when I was working for her, and I had Isla, my second baby, and she said, it's easier when you have your first baby because there's downtime. Now you have a 2-year-old and you're going to have a newborn. There will be no downtime. So she said, my advice to you is when you're feeling at like 2 months, 3 months, after you've had a baby, like the 3-month mark is really tough. It was for me anyway, because you're really sleep deprived and you really don't feel like $1 million. And she said to me, make sure you put concealer on. Like take a shower, put concealer on, and try to go for a walk. And that has always stuck with me. And that's why concealer is one of the major things in my new line, but it's built for women 40 plus because as much as the need for it hasn't changed, the need for a new formula definitely changed.
Yeah, I feel like concealer has had a bad rap for the last little bit. I don't know, of it being like cakey and heavy and just like not what women want, like what they don't want to feel like they have a ton of makeup on.
Yes.
What is the feel of your concealer now?
Well, everything.
Or what are the products that you have to think about in going into that?
Well, I think in general, what's important as you get older. So the way I've formulated this line for women 40 plus is really the idea that it's not no makeup. Okay. No makeup, in my opinion, is not the way to go. Because as you get older, this is when you start seeing things like sunspots, melasma, the skin under your eyes has become thinner. It's crepier. You have texture. This is not the time to just throw up your hands and say like, I'm just done. And I think that's what a lot of women were doing, which is why I feel so passionately about developing formulas exclusively for them. It's not that they don't work on younger skin, they do, but I'm formulating for her, I'm educating her, and I'm hopefully reflecting her back to her in a way that is powerful and exciting and, shows her like who she is,
I love that.